Hello and welcome, Dr. Todd Cremeans here. Just want to take a few minutes just to share with you about the obesity epidemic. And this source of information, I give credit to Discover Wellness, the book Discover Wellness that was written by Dr. Bob Hoffman and Dr. Jason Deach. You can also purchase that book at the website there that I have listed. So let's go ahead and get into this. Obesity, according to the United States Centers for Disease Control, obesity in the United States has become the greatest healthcare crisis of our time, affecting more Americans than any other condition. Increased 60% among adults in the past 10 years. Since 1980, obesity rates have doubled among children and tripled among adolescents. The World Health Organization projects by 2025, 45 to 50% of all U.S. adults and 30% of all U.S. children will suffer from obesity. Now, how do you define obesity? Well, it's defined as having a body mass index of greater than 25. BMI is calculated based on your height and body weight. For example, if you look at the chart, if you're 5'4" and you weigh 160 pounds, you have a BMI of 28. And then you can go down here to the green box and you can see that classifies this person as overweight. Okay, if you're 5'8", you weigh 120 pounds, that's a BMI of 18. That means you're underweight. So that's kind of how this chart works. Go ahead and find where you're at in this so you can kind of get a good idea of where you are and where you need to go. Now, the obesity is a chronic condition of carrying excessive body fat that frequently results in a significant impairment of health and can drastically affect your self-image. Obesity causes, primarily it's a lifestyle disease. People are too sedentary. A small percentage is a genetic predisposition, excessive consumption of foods and sodas, those types of things. Stress, depression, food additives, and toxicity, these things can all cause obesity. So how does obesity affect our health? Well, it can cause hypertension, type 2 diabetes, coronary artery disease, gallbladder disease, cancer, and metabolic syndrome. So we're going to go into each one of those here briefly. Hypertension, what is that? It's the name for high blood pressure, or the medical name. With rise in obesity, a corresponding increase has been seen in hypertension. 75% of cases are attributed to obesity. And how does this contribute? How does hypertension create to the obesity problem? Well, the peripheral resistance that occurs is harder for the blood to flow, plus the heart has to pump extra blood to the extra tissue. Hypertension increases your risk of heart attack, stroke, kidney failure, and macular degeneration. And studies show the most effective non-pharmacological therapy for lowering hypertension is weight loss. Even a 5 to 10% of body weight reduction can significantly reduce this. Type 2 diabetes. This is a chronic elevation in blood sugar. Major cause of early death, heart disease, kidney disease, stroke, and blindness. More likely to suffer fatty liver disease, which can lead to cirrhosis of the liver. 80% of people with type 2 diabetes are overweight. Cells become less effective at using sugar from the blood and lose their sensitivity to insulin. This is called insulin resistance. Lower your risk by losing weight and increasing your physical activity. This can actually reverse the disease. Weight loss, exercise, and nutritional supplements may also allow you to reduce diabetes medication. Coronary artery disease. Arteries that feed the heart become clogged because of plaquing, restricting blood flow to the heart. Overweight people typically have higher triglycerides, elevated low-density lipoprotein, increased oxidative stress, and increased inflammation throughout the body. These are all factors of coronary artery disease and stroke. Losing 5 to 10% of your body weight can significantly lower your chances of developing heart disease or having a stroke. Gallbladder disease. Overweight individuals are at higher risk of gallbladder disease and gallstones. Gallstones are clusters mostly of cholesterol that form in the gallbladder. This can cause severe abdominal and back pain. Rapid weight loss, 3 pounds or more per week, increases your chances of developing gallbladder disease. Cancer risk increase the following: colon, esophagus, kidney, uterine, and postmenopausal breast cancer. Once cancer occurs, obesity increases the likelihood of patient fatality. Correlation between obesity and cancer is not clear, but current thinking is that fat cells make hormones that can affect cell growth, and high hormone levels lead to cancer. Several studies show that losing weight can dramatically reduce cancer risk in people who are overweight. Metabolic syndrome, what is that? This is a cluster of symptoms: insulin resistance, obesity, abdominal fat, high blood sugar, elevated triglycerides, high blood cholesterol, and high blood pressure. In 2002, the Journal of American Medical Association reports 47 million Americans may exhibit metabolic syndrome. So what is the root cause? Poor diet and insufficient physical activity. How do we overcome it? Again, by diet and exercise. Obesity and quality of life increase the risk of disease, decreased energy. You have a social stigma associated with it, poor body image, low self-esteem, depression, and it also disrupts normal hormonal pathways. And what is the chemical link between obesity and stress? What's a pathway known as the hypothalamus pituitary axis pathway? This is responsible for releasing cortisol into the body. The problem with cortisol is that it signals the body to deposit fat around the abdomen, which can be very hazardous to your health. The economic cost of obesity in 2003, total healthcare costs in the United States was estimated at $137 billion. A 10% weight loss will reduce an overweight person's lifetime medical costs by $2,200 to $5,300. What are the current medical treatments? Well, the primary medical option is gastric bypass. This does not address the underlying cause of obesity. Prevention, care, and lifestyle modification should be the focus. Lifestyle solutions for weight loss: dietary changes, increased activity levels, healthy spinal alignment, and a positive mental attitude. If you can't lose weight, it might not be your fault. That goes back to a toxicity issue, and there is some testing available these days that will check to see if you have some liver and kidney toxicity. It's a saliva and urine test, and we do this in our office. This is an example of the report in this particular patient here. You can see have significant liver toxicity, and then they also have a blood sugar regulation problem. So this gives us a little bit more insight to why someone may not be able to lose weight, particularly if they're eating right and exercising and still having difficulty. So if you're interested, feel free to give us a call at my office, 502-223-2424, or you can visit my website, www.liveandwellnesschiropractic.com. And hope you found great value with this short video. If you have questions, as always, feel free to give us a call. Thank you very much.